Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Reckless Paradise podcast. I am your host, Dystro, and tonight's episode is another breakdown episode. And this one is a band that we never thought we would get to on this channel. Tonight's band is Daughtry, and more specifically, is the debut album of Daughtry, a self-titled album, I should say. But if you guys do not know who or what Daughtry is an American rock band fronted and formed by the namesake Chris Daughtry, who was a former finalist on the 5th season of American Idol. Their self-titled debut album was released in November of '06 and reached #1 on the Billboard 200, which was awesome. The album went on to sell more than 6 million copies in the United States and has been certified 6 times platinum by the RIAA. And I can see why, because I own this album. And the album had produced 4 top 20 hits on the Billboard Hot 100, including top 5 hits, It's Not Over and Home, which we will get into. So, with that being said, there is 12 songs on the docket for tonight. If you do know this album by heart, just listen and follow along with us. But if you do not know what the breakdown is like where we take every song, every song, and we just break down like lyric by lyric and whatever. Try to find meanings and all that stuff, and we rank it on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. And it is going to be kind of tough because I don't want to go into it with a whole bunch of bias or anything, because I do love this album, but I'm going to try to give it a fair shake. And let's go on to song number 1. So going on to track number 1 is called It's Not Over. Kind of plain and simple. It's kind of trying to come back after making a terrible mistake. The lyrics suggest it's rational, and the video legal, but either way, it's basically about redemption. And the music video itself is kind of self-explanatory. It's about like a guy that just got out of prison, and he's trying to find a job and all that stuff, but nobody really wants to take him. So then he finds a job, and he makes some harder good money and all that stuff, and has a kid, and kind of like saves up for a wedding ring and all that stuff, and then like his pregnant wife, or his wife or girlfriend, whatever, in the video is like kind of like calling him like, hey, like, where the hell have you been? And he at the end of the video he proposes to her and all that stuff, and just kind of like gives a little happy ending and all that stuff. I'm gonna give this song a 10 out of 10, obviously off rip, because that song is not overplayed, but it's one of those songs that you can like, as soon as you hear the first opening guitar chord, and you're like, oh shit, here we go. So on to track number 2, Used To. Another song that's like very touched like the heartstrings a little bit. And if you want to like kind of break it down a little bit, break it down. Somebody had said, dude, this song is the same for me. Me and my girl of almost 3 years broke up a while ago because of my stupid ass, and I totally regret it. And I want her back so bad. I want everything that we had back, and the only reason it isn't back is because of her, and this song says it perfectly. I want to be everything I used to be to her, but instead she turns the other way, leaving me heartbroken. Like somebody was saying, like, talk about like, how things used to be back then, like, like when you did have a relationship and you kind of like wanted to go back to the things they were, and kind of just like, you just let that one or that person just slip away. You want to kind of like go back to the way things used to be. Another song that's 10 out of 10, obviously. So kind of like on a good note, I mean, it's debut album, self-titled, but the next song, number 3, called Home, it kind of hits my little heartstrings a little bit because, I am from Tennessee. That was my home for most of my adult life, or my youth life going into adult life. And when you go, how should I say it? It's like when you go back to the place where you belong. It's like, you know, a lot of people, when they call home, it's just like, how should I put it? It's like when people go back home again, it's like you miss that place called home. But this person says, like, in their mind, this song is purely about Chris Daughtry's life as a small town guy, making it big and reflecting on the joy of just being able to go back home and get away from the glitz and the glamour. Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it all. Um, that just sums up all the song there. Um, Chris had always wanted to be a musician and play music for people who appreciate his work. With the success that he gained from American Idol, he achieved this, but along with the success and fame came some he didn't want. It's hard to find a balance between playing music for people who appreciate it and then who takes your fame and to the extreme and doesn't let you live your life. That's true. Um, and it is like there is an acoustic version for it too, which is like kind of like what they said, like, when somebody, like, when you make it big and you're trying to, like, get away from that glitz and glamour, just go home, just kind of like just collect yourself. It's good to have that feeling, because then you're like, okay, I go back to my roots. I don't want people to kind of like, they don't want people to, like, go after them and, like, kind of just be like, hey, look, like, hey, can I take your picture, and all of a sudden when you're just like trying to relax. Another song that's 10 out of 10. And we're off to a good start on this album so far. So on to song number 4, Over You. This one is another song that kind of hits my heartstrings too. It's because, like, you kind of, like, can see when you can see, like, the pain and anguish on somebody's face, like, when you can hear this song. And the video itself is kind of self-explanatory. Like, you see a girl that's, like, in a AA meeting, I guess, if you want to call it that. And she, the night or previous, before that, like, she was in a car with a boy who wasn't drinking, and then kind of causes him to, like, run into a car and all, or truck or something, and, like, she lived but he died. And it's kind of like like, I guess she just wishes that it was just her instead of him, because she has lived with that guilt. um and it's like when you talk about stuff like that to somebody, it's just, it's kind of hard to, like, bring it up, because like, how are you supposed to react to that? Like, like, I lived and he died, and it's like you have to live with that guilt for a long time. And it's just kind of, you know it's not bittersweet, but it's a very, very good song. It plucks at your heartstrings a little bit too. Another song that's 10 out of 10. So we are 10 out of 10 so far. And we are almost halfway through the album, almost. But we are going into song number 5, Crashed, which, that song is actually it's a hidden gem. It is really a hidden gem. I wish it was a top 20 hit. I wish it was, because of the vocals, and, like, Chris's, like, I guess, like, not gruff, but how should I put it? It's not the gruff, but it's like the bass in his voice, like when the crash in the earth, and it's kind of just like, it's just really, really amazing. Um, and somebody was, like, saying, like, simply put, even though you can live your life at such a fast pace, that doesn't necessarily mean that love won't find you when you least expect it. Love crashed into his life without much warning, and the power of it engulfed him. Whereas everything before him was so routine or rushed, this new love of his is ambiguous, and you never know what's just around the corner. It's got him so consumed that he can't walk away, which is very, very well put. We're very, very well put. Another song that's 10 out of 10. I mean, come on, it's like, this album so far, it's like, not being biased because I own the album and all stuff, and every song is a hit. It's like it is a 10 out of 10. No skips, no anything so far. Um, and going into song number 6, Feels Like Tonight. That song, it's it's one of the, like, it's not a mellow song. It's kind of, how should I put it? Like after a crash, it kind of like comes down a little bit, but then it picks right back up, which is like I love. Um, and I thought it was a cover or something before, but I don't think it is. But I kind of think it is, but I really don't know. If anybody knows that, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll shut up. But this person, their username is Turtle. Love that name. It says, this song tells how a person feels like in the moment. I recently had a close guy friend who I did and shared everything with. We were so close, loved all the same things, and had so much in common. We had a miscommunication, everything just blew up. I miss him, and I found this song on his page after I sent him a message after a month of not talking to him. I think this tells how he feels at the moment. So I guess I'm the girl in this song. And kind of goes into say, like, I was waiting for the day you come around. I was chasing you, and nothing was all I found. Whatever issues they had, he was waiting for her to come around and tell him everything was okay first, but she didn't. Even though that she finally did, no matter how much he wants to make things better, it seems like it's way too late. And some people can relate to this too. Like if you had a long-term friendship that, like just blossomed from something into nothing, or from nothing into something, I should say. That's backwards, sorry. And like you're kind of just like, being around all each other and all that stuff, and you're like, you know, the day that you came into their life, it's like it made everything better. But it's like they're kind of just like trying to make it up to somebody that, like, if they broke their heart, or vice versa, they're like trying to make it up to them. And they kind of just want to be together with them for the long term. Another 10 out of 10 song, and we are already halfway through the album here. So let's go into What I Want, featuring Slash, which is an actual, like, really good duet to have, because the guitar solo is badass as fuck. So on to song number 7. It is What I Want, featuring Slash, which a good, like, duet to have on this. And when I was trying to look up, the song meanings and all that stuff, I couldn't really find anything, but I did find something. So somebody said, pretty easy to figure out what this song is about. The guy is singing about all the stupid shit he has done to this girl and trying to get with her. It kind of suggests that maybe she gave up on him, and he started to realize that what she wanted in this guy, so he goes all the way and changes for her so he could be with her. Which, I mean, that's self-explanatory. That's sometimes like what people can do to a lot of people. Some people, they just like change their whole personality for somebody that will probably just be like, well, okay, like I changed for you, but then you're like, oh well, I didn't really want you to change. Like, I just want you for who you were. And that kind of plays in today's society with, like, relationships and dating apps and all that stuff. Because, like, with some people, they're just gonna be like, well, I want you to change for me, but I'm not gonna change for you. And then, like, vice versa, and like, just be happy with who you are. Because, like, I don't want to bring a religion into this, but God created you in your image, and kind of just like, he just wants you to be loved for who you are, not for who you want to be, who you want them to be. Just kind of just be like, I just love for me who I am. That's a positive message for today if you want to take something out of this. Another 10 out of 10 song for me. And from one 10 out of 10 song to another one, to song number 8, called Breakdown. This one was actually a good live performance one that I actually saw on the deluxe version of the CD, and the live version was actually a little bit better when I saw the video for it. It was actually really good. So somebody had said that this song is about religion. As Chris says on an interview with Napster, who remembers Napster? Jesus. The book is in the Bible. The book is the Bible, and the first line is about people who try to use it and to beat ideas into you. The song is about everyone interpreting the Bible differently and using the parts like they read it off. No need for separating it. You see what you want and try to justify all your little lies, convictions, and your lies. And then he talks about the people who point him out because he's not perfect. Why do you have to point at me? The chorus is about keeping his relationship with God alive and not breaking down, which is true. The original chorus for the song was different, and I think it went along better with the meaning, no, I cannot fill the void with what you're shoving on me. If you don't know the truth, how can you say if you know me? If all of this is wrong, I'll find out on my own, so don't kill me inside. I'm trying to live. I'm trying to live. How is this helping me? I'm trying to live. I'm trying to live. And the chorus was in the original song called, or titled, Conviction, which that's actually kind of interesting. A little interesting little tidbit there. And it's like, it's like, open the book and beat me with again. I can see the religious ties there. Reading it all, no need for separating here. Convictions in your lies. Yeah, that's very true. Because a lot of people nowadays, they just kind of like throw religion onto you, and they're kind of like, okay, well, you're wrong and the Bible is right, and all this. And it's like, I'm not going to try to be religious here, no religion talk or anything on these podcast episodes. But it's like, if you, like I said, with the what I want tangent that I went on, if you kind of like just find yourself and you're kind of just being, I guess you're just yourself in your normal day life, it's like, do what you want to do in your life, but do not let people persuade you to be what they want you to be. If you want to take it that way. And yeah, Breakdown, I give it a 10 out of 10 too. It is a really good. I would recommend watching the live video of it because it's actually really, really good. But yeah, okay. So on to number 9. Song number 9 is Gone. This one I actually found out through Marissa, and she was saying that it was about a what was it? It was, I have that mixed up with another song that's later on in the list. So Gone is about a guy whose wife leaves him, and from the exact same person that was in one of the other songs that we had done song meanings on. This song couldn't be more blunt on what it's about. Although the meaning is clear, they said definitely one of my favorites. Reach for the sky when nothing seems to go right. Nothing seems to go right for me. It's about a guy who life leaves him, then he goes to a church or a once overfilled but empty now place to hide and praise, which that's what happens sometimes. Somebody said a guy whose wife just left him and all the memories surrounding him are pulling him down. I could see the once overfilled but empty now place being a church because he later says he reaches up to the sky and could mean he's raising his hands into the air and surrendering to God for help, which is a good little twist on that. Because Chris Daughtry is religious. He doesn't like screams like uber like God everything, but he kind of like incorporates it into his songs, which I love. That's actually kind of cool. because like Skillet does that with their songs, and it's actually really really cool. It's another 10 out of 10 song. I mean, like this whole album just screams early 2000s, like mid 2000s, and it's really freaking good. It is really really good. I would want everybody to like go out and just like find this album on Spotify, just listen to it for yourself, because I'm not gonna lie, like we don't lie on this podcast. Like if we tell you like this album or this song is like good, then it is good. um, so going on to song number 10, There and Back Again. This one is actually a good one too. All these songs are good. And is co-written by Britt Smith, the lead singer from Shinedown, which is actually kind of cool. That mind boggles me. And I kind of agree with some of these people. Um, Somebody says it sounds like to me like he wants to lay down with this girl and take her there and back again. Um, and then the person says maybe my mind is in the gutter, but it sounds like this song is about taking the next step with someone who it was a friend and transitioning into something more. Not sure if it's a one night stand kind of deal or not. It's ambiguous. Um, I mean, you could be right. You could be right. Um, about telling someone to stop second guessing at trying at a chance at life and something big and important and not to worry about so much about it. That is also true. There's a lot of different ways and different means to take certain things in life and in songs and all that stuff too. Um, which is like a good way to figure out like some things. But I mean, like I said, a lot of these song meanings and all that stuff, like you can take it any which way you want to, but it's also gonna come back to like what does the song mean to you, or what does the song or the albums or songs mean to you as a whole, as a human being too. But it's actually just kind of crazy that Brent Smith co-wrote that song. It's a 10 out of 10 on song number 10. Say two albums, two songs left on this album. We're going into All These Lives, song number 11, and this one was the one that I actually found out through Larissa. Um, it's obviously about child abduction, but at the exact same time, it doesn't sound like it's about a random kidnapping. The line that goes, broken homes from separation, don't you see its violation, make it seem is a deranged father kidnapping the child from the mother who got sole custody after separation. That's what they said that they got. But then it says, like the same person, McPhee, the song is about child abduction. The first stanza involves the mother's worst nightmare, starting off a day like any other to find out their only child was missing. This song is about to serve a warning, although the abductor gets away with it not for now. Eventually they'll get caught, hence walls may know you're breathing. Maybe guilt will devour them in the long run. Which, oh man, it's like, that's just scary, It's really, really scary that, like, people will just, like, do that. And they'll just be like, oh, I'm just gonna take this child from you because like you got sole custody, but because I want them and not and all that stuff. And it's like just grow up, dude. Like, I mean, you have one kid in this life, and it's like if you take them from your mom or from their mom, and it's like you're not gonna get them back, And plus, like child abduction is like the worst thing to ever happen to a lot of people. And do not wish that on anybody. Hopefully, your kids are safe out there, and hopefully, they're just safe in general. I just do not wish that on my worst enemy because that is like a rough thing to go through. It's a 10 out of 10 song from me here too. Um, yeah, okay. Before I go on a final tangent here. The last song of this album, What About Now? And it is a very, I'm not gonna try to say it's like a bittersweet song. The music video is about like the world, as a whole and all that stuff. Like like trying to like keep love alive and all that stuff. So the same person, McPhee, they say it's about trying to keep love alive before it exhausts itself. It's about being at the brink of losing someone you had for so long, and the last possible moment, reaching out to them and trying to make it work. Which that's also true. This person said, "This song is about a guy reaching out to a girl he still loves, even though she left him. He tells her for all of his life he is hers. He asks what if their love never went away? What if it's just lost behind words that they can't find? He's begging her for a second chance before it's too late." Basically, a lot of these songs are dude about like love and religion, and kind of like dealing with like personal deep topics and all that stuff, which I actually love when bands do that. And it's like not a lot of people really want to hear a lot about those songs nowadays. But then it's like if you don't hear about it, then it's like why are you gonna be kind of just be like, well, like, I wish they would do this song about this thing. And it's just like, dude, like they do. It's like just gotta listen to it. This song is also another 10 out of 10. This is a perfect 100 album. This is not biased. This is non-biased at all. um, it's just that when I first heard this album, there was no skips at all. And over the years, I've actually gone back and actually re-listened to a lot of these songs, and I've actually had all these songs on my Spotify playlist. And it's actually cool to like go back to like your old roots when you like first heard a band and all that stuff. Um, like some of their later stuff, it's like I'm not really, not really big fan of. But like old school Daughtry, I actually like a lot more. Um, Nowadays the like artificial and all that other music that they're doing, like I actually love that. But I just gotta give it more of a chance and more of a shot to like kind of get more into. Um, but yeah, this is a perfect 100 A plus grade. And that is it for this episode. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What would you rate this album on a scale from to 100? And tonight's song of the night is "Over You." There is a music video for it. And it is from Daughtry, obviously, one of the songs on this album. But if you have made it to the very end of this video, we do really appreciate it. Make sure to follow us on all social media links in the description below, which will take you to our link tree, which will take you to our Instagram pages, Twitter pages, the podcast Reddit page. My gaming YouTube channel is on there. Currently going on to 1600 right now. Hopefully I can make it before the end of this year. Hopefully. If not, that's okay. There's always next year. And that is it. And I will see you guys next Thursday. Peace.